From the countdown clock, the lesson is about to begin, but before we get started, I want to tell you a couple things. So, you want to learn to play one of your favorite songs? Well, you're in the right place. Whether you're a first-time beginner or a seasoned pro, this is going to be the perfect challenge for you. That's because every song can be played extremely simple or crazy complex. Now, I'm going to take you step by step from the very beginning. The only trick is ignoring me. Seriously, if this is your first time playing piano, just do the parts from the beginning of the lesson that make sense. You can stick around to watch the rest, and you'll probably accidentally learn some music theory and some music history, and I'll always be here to answer your questions, even if you're not watching live. But as soon as we talk about something that makes sense in your head, but you can't quite do on the piano yet, you already have your assignment. That is what you need to work on. Of course, if you're a pro and the earlier levels seem way too easy for you, just play along and pretty soon you're gonna find something that's a challenge for you too. Don't forget that you'll also have the play along MP3 and the printable PDF to practice on your own. Just remember that the goal of the lesson is not to be able to play the song by the end of the lesson. The goal is that you'll understand how to practice it so that later on your fingers will be able to play it, because it always takes less time to learn how to do something than it takes to actually be able to do it. Oops, hey, there's Clapple. He always shows up when things are getting too boring. So I guess it's time to actually start playing a song. Come along, you're gonna succeed, and it's gonna be fun. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Jamin, and this right here is Clapple. Hey, buddy, good to see ya. So we need to move things along. I first want to show you some good news and bad news. So, the bad news about this is, one, it's really, really long, and two, is really, really fast. However, there is good news that makes up for it, and that is, it's really super repetitive. Like, each little line just has a couple notes that repeat, and then all the notes from the beginning repeat at the end. Pretty much, in fact, if you just look at your sheet, you could almost ignore this entire bottom section right here. You wouldn't even have to learn it, because you learned the top part. You pretty much have learned the bottom part. So let me show you that. Let's get to it here. I'm going to zoom in and throw the letters on here. The very first letter that you need is a G, and that's for the word hears. So when you play, when you say hears, you need to be playing a G. So in order to find a G, we're just going to take any group of 3 black notes, like those ones work, or those ones, any group of 3, take the middle note and drag it slightly that way, and you'll land on a G every single time. Now, this song is going to use like the backwards alphabet a lot, so I'm just going to like show you where to jump around, but these are all the letters of the musical alphabet. It just goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G. G happens to be the last note in the musical alphabet, and then it starts over again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So our song happens to start on the last note of the musical alphabet, G. If you want to ignore all that and just go to a group of 3, take the middle note and drag it down, you'll be just fine. Play that one and say hears. And then you're going to skip over a note and land on that one right there. So play that G and then skip down. Skip over a note, over a white note, and you will land on an E, and you're going to say out loud the word to. So the first 2 things we're going to say are here's to. You can use any fingers you want. You can use any G you want, as long as after you pick your G, you skip over exactly 1 note and go to that one right there. That's going to be an E. Then you're going to walk back up to the G. So already, perhaps this is a challenge. If you're still working on those first 2 notes, that's cool. Just stick with that. But if you're ready to move on, I'm going to take that one. I'm going to walk straight back up through that F and play that G. So the beginning part goes, here's to the ones. You'll need to practice that one, but pause the video and practice as you need to, and then come back. Here's to the ones. And then if we just do that again, that E, F, G thing, that actually is the next three notes, E, F, G. And that's the entire first line. Here's to the ones that we got. Yeah, cool. Now, if we do that same exact thing, but instead of starting on G, we start on that E that we've already played, it would sound like this. And if we did it again, we would almost be done with the second line. Really seriously. Yeah. E, C, D, E, C, D, E, C, D, E. That's the notes for cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. And the last notes are just that, but backwards. So just go one note over and then one note over. And you've played the entire first two lines just by using this little motif here. That thing right there. The next line is based on that one right there. So then we have pretty much one last line right here. And as you can tell, like what makes up that whole entire line. If we just take a look at, okay, we got those letters, those letters, those letters. It's pretty much just A. And that is the beginning of the musical alphabet. And as you can tell here at the end of the line, the C, that's the last note that we played. And you can see that we're going to be going down. We're going to be going down. So don't jump up to any of these notes because the next note is an A. We got to go down to an A. So that means we're going to skip over this B right here. We're on a C. We're going to skip over this note and go to that one right there. And that is almost the entire next line. If you just played a whole bunch of A's all in a row, that would almost be the third line. Let's see where we need to switch. Drinks bring back all the is a G. We've already played a G. We played this one here, but it's wrong. Can you see why? Yeah, because this one right here, this A is supposed to go down to a G. And this G is way up. This G would be like way up here. Right? And that's not the one that we're playing. So we're supposed to play this one right here, right next to it. We've got two G's in the same song. So on the word the, make sure you go down one note to get to that G. Drinks bring back all the memories of, all G's, everything we've, and we got two notes left. We've already played one of them, the C, skip up to the C, and then play the note that we haven't played yet, which is a B. It's right next to that C. They're all right there, right next door to each other. And that's the entire first three lines. Now, like I said, the good news is if you do the first three lines, you could just do those three lines over and over and over and over and over, and that would sound just like the song. Let me show you the only part that's slightly different. If you wanted to play the real official version here, then we'd play the exact same notes. The words change. It says toast to the ones here today, but it's the same exact notes as here's to the ones that we got. Exact same thing. So you can play the exact same thing twice in a row. I'm going to say the actual words though. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way, cause still no new notes yet. This is the same notes you've already played. Drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back mem. And then all these notes right here are the new ones. So if you want to play the real official version and not just copy the top line, then you have to play 3 more B's and then 2 C's. For the words, Ories bring back you. And if we do all that after you've practiced for a long, long time on all those notes and you feel like you can sing along, you think that you've got it, then we're going to test ourselves with the track. The track sounds like this. 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Here's to the ones that we got. Next line. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not, cause the drinks. Yeah, it goes pretty fast. Memories of everything we've been through. And then do it all again. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way, cause the drinks bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back you. Yeah, and so that is all of the notes that you would need to practice, and it will take some practice, but I think at least it makes sense in your head, even if your hands can't quite do it yet, which means it's time to sit back, relax, enjoy a well-deserved break in Kloppel's Rockstar Theater. Beautiful work. Nice job. If you want to be the featured video of the week, then send us that. But for right now, let's do a little bit of mailbag.
If you'd like to win an extra 750 points by being the mailbag winner, just fill out the survey at the end of the lesson or send us a message anytime during the week using the contact button at the top of the page.
And this week it's from Bella A, who says, Dear Jamin, can you explain what a time signature is? Yes, this is something that we run into starting on level 2 when we read real official music. Now, this right here is pretty much what you're gonna see on almost 100% of songs, 4/4. And so pretty much, if you just ignore the time signature, you're gonna be right, you're gonna be fine almost all the time. However, occasionally you'll see a 3 up here. The top number up there just tells you what we're counting to. So almost all the time we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is why we don't even bother counting anything else when we're doing level 1 and 2 usually. However, if it was 3 was up there, then you would count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then very, 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 very occasionally you'll see a 6 up there. And then you'll be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And usually when you see a 6 up there, there's an 8 down here. But this number makes even less difference than the top number does. And if you want to know more about it, then you can jump into Kloppel Academy. I think level 2 is where we start talking about different types of time signatures. So if you want to learn more about the bottom number, that really doesn't matter that much, then jump into there. But the top number is almost always a 4. It's just telling you what you're going to count to before you start counting over again. So now it's time to take you back and learn a little bit about a couple composers. And this first one is Johann Pachelbel, who actually wrote the song Canon in D that this song is based on. So there's some more information about him there. He died in 1706, and he contributed to something called the Baroque era. And if you're a Music Lessons in a Box subscriber, you probably already have Pachelbel's information card. But what you can listen for when you are trying to recognize Pachelbel's music is his easy-to-follow melodies and harmonics. So it's not very complicated. It's just really easy to listen to. And then somebody else I want to tell you about is this guy right here, George Gershwin. And he was a pianist and a composer. He's mostly considered a jazz composer, but also sometimes he's called a classical composer. And you might want to go check out some of his songs. The most classical-ish sounding one is going to be a song called Rhapsody in Blue. It's really, really long, and it was used in Disney's Fantasia. But then I've Got Rhythm and American in Paris are also really famous jazz songs. So go check out some of George Gershwin's music. And for right now, let's do a little bit of secret information.
Secret information.
was a close one. The bad guy almost got away, but I got a smile right here. In our top secret information folder this week, we have that this song right here is based on Pachelbel's Canon in D, just like we just said a second ago. So Johann Pachelbel, he's an important guy, and he wrote the song that goes, except his song is in the key of D, which Maroon 5 didn't do it in, and we're not doing it in. So this is slightly different because it's in a different key, but really it's the same exact melody. All right, the second piece of information in our almost lost secret information folder is that a canon is a song that loops while a rondo has repeating themes. So we've talked before about like rondo in A, right? And we were talking about canon in D. They're kind of the same thing, but a rondo has like themes that come back, and a canon actually loops over and over and over. That's what those words mean. They're not just like random classical words. Canon means it keeps going over and over and over. Okay, and then the third thing is that this song is in the key of B, not D. So even though Canon in D by Johann Pachelbel is in the key of D, just like it says, it's a canon and it's in the key of D and it's by Pachelbel, which is why it's Pachelbel's Canon in D. They didn't put it in the key of D. I'm guessing because the Maroon 5 singer couldn't sing it up that high because it was not written for singing along. It was just written for instruments to play. And so they had to drop it down into the key of B. We're going to talk more about what the key of B means when we get to level 5. But right now, that was all of our secret information that we almost didn't get, which means that it's time for us to level up. Let's go.
Transitioning to level 2. This may be confusing to level 1 students, so please continue to practice the level 1 version.
All right, here we are on level 2. This is the same exact notes as we had in level 1, but now, of course, it's on the official lines and spaces of the treble clef, so it looks way scarier, but it's not actually any scarier to play. It's not any faster to play. I should point out, though, that we do have these guys right here. These are less common. These are known as 16th notes if they've got 2 bars on them, and if you're in Clavicle Academy level 3 or higher, then you're dealing with 16th notes, and that just means that instead of counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, we're counting 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and. If that didn't make any sense, that's all right. It didn't have to. It means that those notes are going to be way faster than the other ones, exactly twice as fast, in fact. And then, of course, you have the optional left-hand notes here, or the left-hand chords. If you wanted to play the part with the M2 and you already know what that means, then you can throw those in. But that's totally, absolutely optional. You could do the exact same thing as level 1, and it would sound like this. If you are working on level 1, go ahead and jump in with us and see if you can get some of these notes. Ready? Starting here. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Back up to that G to do it again. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back memories. Yeah, So those chords, if you wanted to play them, well, I guess I'll have to show them to you later because we're going to be moving on to level 3 right now, I guess. It's time to move on.
Transitioning to level 3. This may be confusing to level 1 and 2 students. Please continue to practice your own level.
I do want to point out real quick before Kloppel jumps in that this level 2B that happens before level 3, this is in the key of B. So this is the actual key that they sing it in if you're listening to it on like Spotify or Apple Music or something like that. Okay, but level 3 here, as you can tell, the right hand doesn't have any letters written in, the left hand does. All you got to do is play those left hand notes, the low ones that are going to be like down in this range right here, while your right hand's playing up in this range or up in this range. Your left hand's going to be playing down here. That's in the bass clef, because bass clef means the lower notes essentially. So a C is lined up with here's, G, as you can see, is lined up with got, and then A is lined up with cheers, and you just keep on following that pattern of lining up the left hand note with the right hand, or be sneaky like a lot of our students are and don't do all of them. Just do a couple of them that you want to and ignore the other ones. And that's fine, because as long as you're trying something that feels hard to do, you're getting better. So you don't even have to worry about that. Let's try it all together, whatever version you're working on, 1 or 2 or 3. Here we go. Ready? And 1, 2, ready, go. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not, 'cause the dreams, all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way, 'cause the dreams bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back. That's all the notes. If that feels like a lot, that's because that's a lot. You don't have to get all that down. Just take the little bit of it that makes sense to you. And then if that feels like that's too easy, let's go to level 4.
Transitioning to level 4. This may be unsettling to lower levels. Please continue to practice your own level.
Okay, so then this one is way harder. It does have the chords written in on the top there if you want to throw those in, if you know what those are. But the biggest thing is that this left hand is just constantly moving. And also it has this weird, like, it follows the track in that the track, like, doesn't have the regular breaks in the measure like we would expect. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. They keep emphasizing the and of 2. So they go like, I'm sorry, the and of 1 before beat, the and of 2 before beat 3. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and instead of just emphasizing 1 and 3 like we usually do. So that's going to show up this way. Usually we would go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But what they want is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Yeah. Now, the way that I wrote it right here is with 2 of them, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Eventually, it'd be great if you would tie these 2 together. So it was just 1 and 2 and 3 and. But that's a little bit harder to do, is to tie those 2 together. So you can play them separately or tied together. But that would sound like, here's to the one that we got. Here's to the one. I told you, it's a lot of work. I'm using pinky, pointer, thumb down here if you're going to attempt level 4. But don't until you feel like level 3 is way too easy for you, or if you're just really super daring. Everybody, plan your version. Let's go together. If you want to try just the left hand on that, that would be fine too. 2, ready, go. Here's to the... All the extra notes that I put in there are just taken from these chords above, which are listed on the next page for you if you wanted to throw in any of those notes. All totally bonus stuff. Let's go on to level 5, which this week might actually be easier than level 4.
Transitioning to level 5. This may be terrifying to lower levels. Please continue to practice your own level.
Okay, now this week in level 5, we have added in the colors because some of you are using the stickers that have the colors on them. And so we decided, why not match the colors of the numbers to the colors of the stickers? If you don't have those and that doesn't make sense and you don't want to line this up with level 1 or with the stickers, that's fine. The numbers are still as correct as always. They're just a little bit rainbowy today, I guess. So the yellow part, the yellow highlighted part up top is going to be the right hand, and then the left hand's going to follow these numbers down here. Now, what numbers? These numbers. Before we had letters, we had C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, but now if we use level 5 stuff, we are using C as 1, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And then we would play with our right hand, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And the reason we would do that is if we want to play this in the key of B, where B is number 1, and the pattern goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could play the same exact song with these numbers: 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. And now we are playing in the key of B. And if you want to see what the key of B looks like, it's this right here. That's the chart for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. But since everyone's been practicing in the key of C, I'm going to go back to the key of C so you can all see it there. Level 5 people, let's try the numbers in the key of C. Level 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you're working on. If it's just the first couple notes of the song, that's cool. Let's all try our versions together. I'm going to try and call out the numbers as we go. On your mark, get set. 1, 2, here we go. 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6, 6, 6, 6, 5, 6, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 1, 7. There we go. 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 6, 6, 6, 6, 5, 6, 5, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 1, 7, 7, 7, 7, 1, 1. I think I did it. I played all the numbers. I kind of messed up what I was saying at the beginning. But we did it. We did all the numbers. We did all of the letters. We did all the key changes. We talked about Johann Pachelbel and how he wrote the canon in D and how this is in the key of B. And we also talked about George Gershwin and Rhapsody in Blue, which, by the way, both have birthdays this month. And so I think we have completed it. Of course, you have not completed it yet. So if you still need to practice, then practice. Also, if you want more notes, the bonus version down here has all the parts from the Memories song and not Pachelbel's canon in D. But that's a whole lot of stuff. So until next time, go explore, mess up, have fun. Rock on, friends. We'll see you next time.